Still a little bit of light rain in downtown, but I know the roads, many of them are closed because of flooding. Here's Jordan Siopa, who is reporting live from downtown. And Jordan, I can see the water behind you, and I saw you send some video our way. Looks like you were ankle deep in that water.
Yeah, Rob, that's right. I'm here live at the market, one of the many areas we've seen flooded already this evening. Many of the vendors who work here have already packed up and left early for good reason. Most of South Market Street and North Market Streets are underwater. I'll show you what we're dealing with here on East Bay Street. The water is beginning to recede, but you can see that there is, it was up to our ankles a little bit ago, but I want to show you what the cars are dealing with over here. I'm going to step to the side and just give you an idea of what East Bay looks like. Again, the water has begun to recede, but it was much worse just a few minutes ago. Now, because of today's conditions, the city of Charleston is following the mayor's active flooding mitigation plan. Under this plan, there are several preventative measures and protocols in place, starting with parking. 99 West Edge, Charleston Tech Center, and the 34 St. Philip Street garages are all open for free until 8 a.m. tomorrow for anyone hoping to move their car. Charleston Police Department have barricades placed at vulnerable streets. We've seen a lot of those. City staff has deployed multiple pumps and will monitor area creeks and drains to mitigate any blockages. The Charleston Fire Department staffed their high water vehicles and will have another on standby. Both fire and police are upstaffed.
Making sure that we put in place these measures to keep people safe, to keep our roads clear, to keep our storm drains pumped out, to make sure that the garages are open for people to move their cars to, and really get the word out to people, residents, businesses, visitors, on just how dangerous these sort of events can be.
Now, residents are encouraged not to park in the medical district garages. Those are reserved for patients and staff at the hospitals. The city's also encouraging people to bring in their garbage cans until 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's everything happening in downtown Charleston. Now we're going to send it over to News 2's meteorologist, Grace Lau. Grace, you're in Mount Pleasant. How are conditions looking over there?
Hey Jordan, yes, certainly some issues with flooding in downtown. I'm here in Mount Pleasant just 30 minutes ago. Pouring rain here in Mount Pleasant in Old Village. I drove by Shim Creek. Certainly some issues there, and especially right there at our News 2 studios. Heavy downpours. I heard Rob say that rain rate of 7 inches within an hour, so certainly we were dealing with that. Thunder and lightning as well. Now in Mount Pleasant, things are beginning to clear up. We're actually seeing blue skies here in the Old Village, but certainly something that was an issue earlier. I'm sure some of you are dealing with some flooded yards, especially in your front yards and your backyards. I was driving through earlier and could certainly see a few issues. Right now, though, things were staying calm. Of course, we were certainly watching this. Now, as you head towards the rest of your afternoon, still, you need to be weather aware, be weather ready. This is why we are in weather alert mode. I know Rob mentioned we do have some more of that energy, and still a few things happening on Storm Team 2 Live Viper radar. But we're going to go ahead and go to Hannah Powers in for traffic, because Hannah, I know we're having some road closures downtown, aren't we?
Definitely are, Grace. I mean, we have about a dozen active closures right now. We'll get to that in a second. But one thing everyone's mentioning, which is good news for us, the second that rain lightens up, we do see floodwaters subside pretty quickly. So that's working in our favor here. But yes, we have problems downtown. Meeting Street, we're watching some closures right now. Lower Meeting Street. If we're talking Upper King, we have periods of closures. You know, the Circle K gas station there between Rutledge and King Street's closed right now. And we're having issues getting you onto 17 here if we're talking Savannah Highway and then back on the Ravenel Bridge. So downtown is definitely where we're seeing the majority of the closures. As far as rush hour traffic, that's a whole nother issue because it's definitely being impacted. 17, we look okay right now. Almost clearing a little bit here over Charleston Harbor, but then a different story on 526 as we come across the Don Holt. We're moving much slower. Look at this drive time. An hour drive Mount Pleasant to West Ashley, 40 minutes 526 eastbound, because again, this isn't rush hour traffic. This is weather elements causing us to have to slow down and pay extra attention. There's some stop and go traffic on the live camera, mile marker 209. We're a 45-minute drive downtown to Somerville. So everything is elevated. One thing that might help us, city offices closed early today, so less commuters on the road than usual. But then, of course, we have the elements to deal with. So I'll have another check of this in just a few.